When you walk into Chibombo today, you are seeing a different picture of what industrial development can look like. The beddings many Zambians use in their homes, hotels, and institutions, bed sheets, duvets, pillows, pillowcases, curtains are increasingly being made right here in Zambia. This is how economies grow. A factory opens, people get jobs, local suppliers find markets. Skills are developed, raw materials create more value before leaving the country. At the center of this transformation is the Economic Cooperation Zone, an industrial project that has attracted more than 20 major investment projects with a planned total investment exceeding 200 million United States dollars. The zone has already created thousands of employment opportunities for local communities while establishing production capacity in sectors that were previously heavily dependent on imports.
3 years, 10 months, and we're exporting batteries to 8 countries in the region. From Chibombo there. Kwenyu, 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 kwenyu.
The development reflects a shift in Zambia's economic direction, moving from a country that mainly imports finished products to one that increasingly produces, processes, and exports goods, building industries that respond to everyday needs. One of the companies demonstrating this industrial potential is Eternal Golden Star, a textile manufacturing company specializing in high-quality home textile products. The company produces a wide range of household products, including bed sheets, duvets, pillows, pillowcases, curtains.
My name is Elizabeth Chitila. I am the manager at Eternal Golden Star Company Limited. Eternal Golden Star is a textile manufacturing company that specializes in producing high-quality home textile products such as bed sheets, duvets, pillows, pillowcases, curtains, and other bedding items that you can think of.
These are products that Zambia has historically imported in large quantities. Today, as we speak, part of that demand is being met by local production, creating opportunities for workers, suppliers, transporters, traders, and small businesses that support the manufacturing process. The importance of such investment goes beyond the factory floor. A textile industry requires a network of suppliers, from cotton farmers providing raw materials, to transport companies moving goods, to designers, tailors, packaging companies, and retailers distributing finished products. This is the value chain approach that President Hakainde Hichilema's administration has continued to promote, building industries where one investment creates opportunities for many other businesses. A farmer growing cotton, a young person learning textile production skills, a local company supplying packaged materials, and a retailer selling finished products all become part of the same economic system. From imported goods to locally produced products, for many years, Zambia's economy has depended heavily on imported manufactured goods. Every year, millions of dollars leave the country to purchase products that could potentially be produced right here locally. The expansion of manufacturing capacity within the Zambia-Jiangxi Economic Cooperation Zone supports efforts to reduce this import dependency by increasing domestic production. When more products are manufactured locally, businesses have shorter supply chains, consumers have access to locally available goods, and the country retains more value within the economy. The approach also strengthens Zambia's ability to participate in regional trade by producing goods that can be supplied to neighboring markets. The zone is therefore positioning Chibombo not only as a production center for Zambia, but a potential manufacturing base for the wider region. Investment supported by international economic engagement. The growth of the Zambia-Jiangxi Economic Cooperation Zone follows sustained engagement between Zambia and China, including President Hakainde Hichilema's state visit to China in 2023 and 2024. The objective has been to attract investors who establish factories, create employment, develop skills, and contribute to economic activity. The opening and expansion of the zone demonstrates how diplomatic and economic engagements can result in practical projects on the ground. Today, The evidence is visible through operating factories, workers gaining experience, products being manufactured locally, and new opportunities emerging for Zambian businesses. Supporting agriculture through industrial demand, manufacturing growth also creates new markets for agriculture. A strong textile industry, for example, creates demand for cotton production. This creates an opportunity for farmers to participate in industrial supply chains instead of depending only on traditional agricultural markets. The same principle applies across other industries. With a zone, manufacturers require inputs, and those inputs create opportunities for local producers. This is the connection between agriculture and manufacturing that Zambia has been working to strengthen, ensuring that farming feeds into industry, and industry creates stable markets for farmers. Battery manufacturing and Zambia's clean energy ambitions. Beyond textile, the Zambia-Jiangxi Economic Cooperation Zone is also becoming center of emerging industries, including battery manufacturing. Companies such as Shengmen Beta Technology Group and Arumi Energy Zambia are producing batteries for different applications, including automotive batteries and solar energy storage systems. The companies are also involved in battery recycling, with plans to expand into lithium battery production as demand for clean energy technologies increases. This investment is strategically important because Zambia is moving towards greater use of renewable energy solutions, particularly solar power. Energy storage systems are essential for expanding reliable electricity access and supporting businesses that require consistent power supply. Local battery production reduces dependence on imported products, saves foreign exchange, and creates opportunities for Zambians to develop technical skills in a growing global industry. It also aligns with Zambia's position as a country rich in minerals required for clean energy technologies, including copper and other critical resources. Transformers made in Zambia strengthening energy security. Another important development within the zone is transformer manufacturing through Zamtrans Electrical. Previously, Zambia relied heavily on imported transformers. When transformers failed, replacements or repair could take long periods because equipment had to be sourced externally. This affected businesses, institutions, and communities that depended on reliable electricity. Local manufacturing is changing that situation. Zamtrans Electrical is producing and repairing transformers ranging from smaller distribution units to larger transformers of up to 2,000 kVA. Yes, 2,000 kVA. Local workers have already gained experience repairing damaged equipment and assembling new units. This means faster response times, reduced cost, and improved reliability of power infrastructure. The availability of local transformer manufacturing supports economic activity because industries, farms, mines, and communities depend on stable electricity supply, adding value to Zambia's copper resources. One of the strongest examples of value addition within the zone is copper processing. Jiangxi Copper Optoelectronics produces low-voltage wires, power cables, building wires, photovoltaic cables, and oxygen-free copper rods using locally sourced copper. This represents a major shift in how Zambia approaches its mineral resources. Copper has traditionally been exported largely as a raw material, with much of the higher value processing happening elsewhere. The development of copper-based manufacturing allows Zambia to capture more value before products leave the country. The copper mined in Zambia can now support industries producing cables and electrical components needed for construction, energy projects, and industrial development. This creates more economic activity around the mining sector and supports the government's ambition to increase copper production to 3 million tons annually. The goal is not only to produce more copper, but to build industries around that copper, creating jobs and transferring skills. Industrial investment creates employment opportunities directly inside factories and indirectly throughout supporting businesses. Workers gain experience in manufacturing processes, machine operation, quality control, engineering, and production management. These skills remain valuable beyond individual companies because they build Zambia's industrial workforce. Young people entering these industries gain exposure to modern production systems and technologies that were previously unavailable locally. At the same time, surrounding communities benefit from increased demand for services such as transport, catering, accommodation, maintenance, and supply businesses, a wider industry ecosystem. Let's talk about it. The Zambia-Jiangxi Economic Cooperation Zone is developing beyond individual factories. The more than 20 planned projects include investments in sectors such as solar equipment production, motorcycle assembly, electrical equipment manufacturing, and other industrial activities. Together, these businesses create an ecosystem where companies support each other. A cable manufacturer supplies materials for power projects. A transformer producer supports electricity expansion. Battery manufacturers support renewable energy growth. Textile companies create demand for agricultural inputs. Each industry strengthens another. This is how industrial economies are built. This investment is positioning Chibombo and Central Province for growth, of course. The development of the zone is changing the economic identity of Chibombo and Central Province. The area is emerging as a manufacturing corridor where investment, agriculture, energy, and trade meet. The project supports the government of the Republic of Zambia's broader economic strategy of increasing productivity, promoting private sector-led growth, and creating sustainable employment. The vision is to build an economy where regions participate actively in production and where opportunities are spread beyond the traditional commercial centers. What is the story? From infrastructure to economic opportunity, the Zambia-Jiangxi Economic Cooperation Zone represents a practical example of how targeted investment can transform communities. Factories are operating, workers are gaining skills, local suppliers are finding opportunities. Products that were once imported are increasingly being manufactured right here in Zambia. The project reflects President Hakainde Hichilema's focus on economic transformation through increased production, industrialization, and value addition. As Chibombo continues to grow, it is becoming a symbol of Zambia's ambition to move from exporting raw materials to producing finished goods, creating jobs, and building industries that support long-term economic growth. The transformation taking place in the zone shows what industrialization looks like when investment connects with the people, skills, and local resources. That's the situation.